Dizzee Rascal, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good to be on Croydon FM. Finally, I'm sure it's my first time, innit?
Yeah, hopefully not your last, man.
I won't be my last time, man. Once you go Croydon FM, you never go back.
It's got the proper radio energy,
It's
you know.
there.
Yeah, definitely. So I wanted to talk just a little bit about your new album coming out.
Don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal. So can you talk to me about the meaning behind the album title? Is it like, is it reflective?
Everyone needs to stop being a goddamn bitch. Get out your motherfucking feelings, Hal. Nah, I'm joking. Everyone needs to, like, it's a sensitive time. She's like, what the? It's a sensitive time, so everyone's just looking for shit to be upset about, and it needs to stop, innit?
So is that kind of like what's inspired the whole creation of the album?
Nah, not the whole creation. I just needed a name at the end of it.
Okay, so
I had to call it something.
Yeah, because it's like it's album.
It's not a concept album. Nah. The album just started with me just wanting to make something sonically up there with the great albums of the 90s, like in sound quality. So it started with that first. I know I needed it to sound big and warm and cut through. So then when it comes to making the music, I was using things like old school keyboards, and even with the mixes using certain EQs and not distortion years, all sorts of proper equipment and all that. It was based the sonics.
Yeah.
And then the sounds I was using and all that was all veering towards like jungle, drum and bass, garage and dubstep sounds, basses and synths and stuff like that.
Wow, so it's kind of not being like on a PC, it's you've kind of gone back to kind of the original ways of producing.
Exactly, yeah.
Is that how you started producing? Or like, because I know you had like the computers at school, but like...
Exactly, yeah, on Cubase and that.
Yeah.
And then once I got into a studio, it was things that were using like modules that were plugged into a keyboard that would trigger...
Yeah.
USB trigger thing, and as well as keyboards of the day, like digital keyboards or analog keyboards. So I've gone back to that a lot with this album, definitely. Just more so, some of it for the sound, but some of it just because of just doing it like that's a bit more tactile, a bit more fun, and kind of organic in a way.
Definitely. Was this with Cage, like in Cage's studio, or?
Nah, this one, this was I'm not with Cage anymore. But I've done this whole album on my own at home. And it's engineered by a guy called Charles, and we mixed the thing together. And then I produced, I want to say about 8 tunes on this album. So and out of that 8, there's like a couple that I co-produced.
Okay.
And then the rest of the album is different producers like
Young Chenks was one of them.
Young
Ill
Chenks,
Blue, yeah.
Ill Blue. Teddy.
Oh yeah, Teddy, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one with JME on it, right? That tune?
Nah, Teddy made Jerk and Jolloff.
Oh yeah.
Turno made the one with me, JME and D-Double.
Okay.
What do you know about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Finn Wigan is on there as well. So a few people, man.
Okay. And talk to me about the album cover. So
Yes.
It's a Ferrari surrounded by goats in what looks like a...
Ferrari surrounded by sheep.
Oh, sheep, is it?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
now I'm
There's only one goat.
Picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and so who are the sheep to you?
That's a good question, you know. That's a good... The people that you need not take it personal from, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the outside noise that you kind of 100%, don't really care about.
100%.
Okay, and how has that kind of like affected your... kind of like music making? Like when I like listen to your music, I feel like you almost like really don't want to listen to anything, like any of the kind of people chit-chatting about, oh, I think you should go this direction, that direction. Is that kind of just like you saying, I'm doing my own thing?
With this album, I kind of had to. I just needed to experiment. This album's full experiment, especially with the production side, and I had that room to just do exactly what I wanted without the constraints of trying to make hits necessarily. Because I feel at this point, I don't think I even know what a hit is in this day and age. I don't know, because I'd be basing it off of 10 years ago, or you know what I'm saying, or even 20 years ago, and it's just not like that no more. So it's back down to just making just the music I want to make, experiment, and even challenge myself or to gas myself up, make something that will gas me up.
As a result, has that felt like a more enjoyable experience to make the album?
Yeah, this album was a lot of fun, man. Because I made it all at home as well.
Yeah.
So I had the room to could leave a song and come back to it in the morning. If I needed to write another thing, come back, have people around and all that. Everyone that recorded it came to my house to record it as well.
Oh, really?
So that was cool. Yeah.
Okay, so that feels like really organic then.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you like mesh that with like obviously like Young Chanks and like Ill Blue like sending you beats? Like how does that?
They
work?
came in.
Oh, they came in and they like produced it.
Played it for me. Like they
Oh,
played
nice.
a lot of times. So I'll sit there listen to like 100 beats or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, if they've got 100 or however many they've got, I'll go through their thing. That's usually when I'm working with other people. That's how it goes usually. We never sit there and make shit because I found that years ago. I found that was never that productive for me because you might gas up a producer's you'll be making something, but really you're not feeling that much, but you don't want to offend or hurt no one's feelings, and then the next day you just don't even like the tune. So then you've just wasted an evening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then nothing gets done. Whereas actually, if they just come, if you already like them and what they do, and to be fair, I'll pretty much listen to any producer's beats. But if they come with 30, 40, 50 beats, there's gonna be something. If they're a certain caliber of producer, there's gonna be one beat that I like at least. So I always like for them to come with a bunch of stuff.
Wow. Okay. That's really interesting. So you've definitely felt like a lot more creative control in this album then, because I imagine before when you're getting producers just turn up and you feel like you have to make a song with them, it probably doesn't feel as organic.
Nah, to be fair, I've never thought I had to make a song with anyone. It's just that back in the day, the couple times when the people that I did want to make tunes with, if they're producers, they might want to make a beat on the spot or think they have to make a beat on the spot.
Yeah.
Because some producers, they work better like that. They want to make they want to make something bespoke, and it's cool that you did that.
Yeah.
But the next day. And sometimes I don't have the inspiration necessarily to write a song there and there and there. I'm not that kind of artist. Like, let's write a song right now. Like, not always. To be fair, I fucking hate the studio, man. If I'm being honest, yeah. Like, I hate going into the studio and being forced to make and create. Like, it don't work. Like, a lot of the time, some songs, I write them as soon as I wake up in bed on the phone. I might write a hook and a verse. There's songs that I've written in the car. Like, I wrote the verse, the bassline junkie, I wrote it in the car.
Really?
Like, yeah, that's
wow.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Stand Up Tall, I wrote in the car.
Really?
Yeah, man.
That kind of like, it's kind of funny because those two tunes are like your like big party tunes, and it's the fact that you've kind of like written it in the comfort of like your own home and you're not in like the kind of like Hollywood glam mood is quite interesting. Do you know what I mean?
And I find this one, especially those big studios, like I don't really like them. Nah, it feels pressure going there, like to go there, sitting there, in this big studio that's expensive, and you got to come up with something. They're not really inspiring places sometimes, unless you got a bunch of people back that are super creative too, and you can like
bounce ideas and stuff.
Like those writing camps. If people come up with stuff like that. But actually, I quite enjoy just coming up with shit at home, or I might be in a hotel room in the morning if I'm away and.
Okay. So yeah, that's another thing that I kind of got from your music is that it's like it feels like it's very personal, and I wonder if that's because you're often by yourself, like when you're making your best stuff. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I'll make the beat by myself. I only really bring people around when I need them to put a verse on it. Yeah. So most of the time in the studio, it'll be just me and the engineer to record or whatever. And even when I'm making beats, I'm just using them on my own.
And that feels like it's been like that way from like almost the very beginning, from 100%. The very first album.
Yep. From before, when I was so you talk about making the beats on the computer in school.
Yeah.
I'd just be in the back room. I might have a classmate just there jamming. One of the girls would just be sitting there while I'm just making my beats and all that. But yeah, it's always been that. So I guess I can just be in my zone and concentrate and kind of just get on with it.
Crazy. So like, obviously you moved on from that. I guess like the kind of like the try it on days into like kind of now the bigger pieces of equipment. Like what?
No, to be fair, so maybe not the Triton for this album. Yeah. But like got the Hydrasynth.
Okay.
Bass Station. Mini Nova.
Yeah.
All of those were used on there. The Proteus.
Oh, really?
Proteus module, yeah. And it's really, because I bought it, in the pandemic, I just went down a like rabbit hole of synths and this, that, and got a bunch. Like, end up just kitting up the studio and just getting into them and all that and learning about the history of the Moog and all this stuff. I didn't know that stuff before, you know what I mean? Yeah. Then I've got not a Proteus, what's the Pro, I can't remember the name of the keyboard. Proper good one anyway. But yeah, all of that stuff. And it's mad because you see the Proteus.
Yeah.
I didn't even realise that. Oh shit, that's the shit I used on Boy in the Corner.
Yeah, that has the grime sounds on it. Yeah.
They're like, I didn't even put the two and two together. I wasn't paying that much attention to the equipment then. I just needed samples laid across the keyboard.
Really?
And do what I do. That's how I made Boy in the Corner. Most of that.
Wow. Okay, and like for me, my personal favorite is Showtime. That's like the first album I ever bought.
Right.
And I think for me personally, I think that's like I think that pips Boy in the Corner in terms of the two. I don't know why. I just feel like
beat wise.
I think beat wise, and I think also content wise. I think it was a lot more like I feel like you were explaining your life at a very interesting time where you've gone clear, but now where?
Right.
And I think that was really interesting. Is that how you kind of wanted that one to come out? Or
I think because Boy in the Corner would have been a build up. Some of Boy in the Corner was even radio and rave lyrics.
Yeah.
I think by the time I got maybe Showtime was the first straight intentional in the moment, just this album.
Yeah.
Material. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like it was just for that. So I guess in a way it was more reflective of where I was in that moment. Yes, I never thought of it like that.
Okay, and like now we move on to we say is it album 8? This is
album 8. Don't take it personal. Yeah.
Jeez, and like I guess like when you summed it all up to this point, like how do you feel about it? Like the album coming out, like what's your emotions behind that?
I'm happy to share it now, man, because I've just keep thinking about different things in the mix, this, that, but I've noticed that I listen to this album so much. I've been listening to so much just for my own like listening pleasure, like just to listen, and it's nice that I can listen to a project of my own just like I'd listen to any other music that I'd like, because sometimes with other shit that I've made, I can't hear it because I've heard it so many times and I'm critiquing it.
Yeah.
I'm critiquing, that snare could have been, that vocal's a bit low, should have come. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's been good to enjoy it, but I just wanted it to come out so people could just, so I know where I'm at.
Okay, I hear you. I definitely, and you've got like a lot of like shows coming up as well to support it. Like, can you tell me a bit more about that?
So I'm doing all these kind of shows and signings, like intimate ones with the fans and all that. I've got 2 tomorrow, Rough Trade, and a bunch around the country, and then a few in Europe as well.
Brilliant. Okay,
yes, sir.
That's really good to hear.
I've got a really big one later on in the year in Crystal Palace, so look out for that, August 3rd.
That's local. We'll be there. We'll be there. Yeah.
Yes, family.
I literally live like down the road from there.
Exactly. So we'll have to get you sorted out to tickets as well. Yeah,
I would greatly appreciate that. Yeah. Okay, well, brilliant. Well, you've been hearing the voice of the one and only, the legendary Dizzee Rascal on the one and only Croydon FM. You listen to Nammy Wams. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Anytime, man.
What you know about that?